Hey guys, welcome back. In today's tutorial, I'm going to be creating this super quick and easy makeup look. This is definitely my go-to look whenever I'm in a rush to get ready, and every time I have this look on, you guys request it like crazy, and I promise you it is so simple. It's great for work, school, just anytime when you want to look a little done up with very little effort. I'm also going to be going over the hair tutorial because every time I wear my hair like this, you guys also request it. And again, it's super quick and easy. And yeah, I thought this would be a nice little break amongst all the Halloween tutorials this month. So if you guys are interested and want to see how I create this look, keep on watching. The first thing I like to do is go in with my Laura Mercier Secret Camouflage to conceal any imperfections. Before I discovered this product, my go-to item for a quick and easy makeup look was a tinted moisturizer. But I realized that whenever I used a tinted moisturizer, I would always end up going back in with concealer to further correct any imperfections. So it was adding an additional step. And with this concealer, all I use is this to correct like little breakouts, any darkness, especially like around the mouth and redness on the chin. And that's it. I don't end up using a tinted moisturizer or foundation after that. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this product. And the way this works, a lot of you guys had questions about this. There's a darker and lighter side because you're supposed to mix them together to custom match your skin. So what I like to do is pick it up on a concealer brush. I warm it up on my hand and then I apply it to my skin wherever I need it. And you can see how when you mix the colors together, you're getting a perfect match. That's why I really fell in love with this concealer. Because normally when I went to cover up certain areas of my face or like any imperfections, I could never get the right color with just one concealer, and it was really frustrating because it would look lighter in some areas, which would further make that blemish stand out, which was really frustrating. So I really love this concealer for how you can customize the colors. Also, because you're warming this product up on your hand, it's going to melt it down a little bit and look creamier on the skin versus if you were to go directly from the palette to the face. So that was one complaint I got from someone. They said that they don't like this product because it looks really dry on their skin. But I noticed a lot of people go directly from here to the face without warming it up, and it can look dry if you do that. But if you warm it up, it is amazing. So once I've applied my concealer everywhere where I need it, which is a majority of my face, I'm gonna go ahead and use my beauty blender that has Mika's fur on it and blend this out. And with just that concealer, it looks like I applied a foundation. Sometimes that's all you need. I think we tend to always apply a foundation or a tinted moisturizer or something that completely covers our skin because that's what we're accustomed to doing in makeup. But sometimes all you need is a little bit of concealer. And I'm actually gonna use it one last time. I don't really recommend it for this next step, but sometimes if I'm in a rush, I'll do it because I don't wanna look for another product. I'm gonna use the orange side of this concealer, so the darker side, on the inner corners to correct before I add a little bit of concealer to that area. I don't really recommend it for the under eyes because this concealer is a little more on the heavy side and it's meant to be applied on the skin, not underneath the eyes, but I'm only gonna use a tiny bit, so it's gonna be fine. And then I'm gonna blend it out with my beauty blender. And also take whatever is left over on the beauty blender and run it over the eyes, and that's gonna cover up any discoloration that you have on the eye area. And I actually really like the way this concealer looks on the eye area, but just to show you guys an additional step that I will sometimes do to further brighten the eyes versus it being all one tone, I'll take my Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer, this is the shade Cannelle, and I'll just apply it to this inner corner, just a tiny bit. I like to do this step just so that there's a brightening effect happening on the eyes, so that concealer is a little bit lighter. And I would normally use it to highlight and conceal when I'm doing like a normal makeup look. But in this case, I'm just using it to brighten this inner corner. So you can see it's already looking brighter than the other eye, which you can't really tell because I have stuff on it, but you'll see afterwards this area will be a lot brighter in comparison to the rest of the face, which makes us look awake and vibrant, all that good stuff. Now I'm going to set everything using the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder. I don't like to use different powders when setting my face for a quick and easy look. I just use a translucent. So I'm going to pick it up on a beauty blender and lightly apply it everywhere else because there is concealer on the face, so you need to set that. If not, it's going to move around throughout the day. And I'm also going to use the beauty blender to press it up underneath the eyes so I don't get any creasing. And on the lids to prep for any color that will go on the eyelids. After setting with powder, there's a lack of a glow happening, so I'm going to be using another Laura Mercier product. This is not on purpose, I just love these products, and I recently discovered this one, and I really like the subtle glow that it gives without being glittery or sort of like a chunky highlight. It's really subtle. It's called the Mineral Illuminating Powder by MERCIER, in the shade Candlelight. Another great product that I use often is Illuminati by Artist Couture. This one has a little more of the glitter to it though. So when I want to be a little more subtle, I tend to use this one. And I just lightly dust it across my entire face, mainly focusing it on the high points, but I'm a little more casual with the application. I'm not trying to be strategic in placing it, you know, on the cheekbones, bridge of the nose, whatever. I'm just gonna dust it all over for a nice subtle glow. And while I'm using this powder, I'm also gonna apply it to the inner corner and on the lid. Normally I would wait till after I've applied something to the crease, but I'm just gonna do it right now since I already have it here. Now I'm gonna move on to bronzer. I'm gonna be using the Makeup Forever Pro Bronze Fusion. I like this bronzer for this sort of look because it isn't matte and it isn't too shimmery. If you use a matte bronzer for this look, it can tend to look muddy because you're dusting it all over. You want one with a slight shimmer, but not one that is too obvious, which is why I like this bronzer. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply it to the general areas, but then buff it out a little more. And then I'm just switching over to a smaller blending brush. This is a Smith 232. And I'm gonna use that same bronzer on the crease. I'm also going to apply it to the sides of the nose just to add a little shading. Again, I'm not necessarily contouring, I'm just adding some definition to the bone structure. So it looks really good if you apply it right here and then apply it to the crease. Sometimes if I have a little too much right there. Sometimes if I have a little extra time to get ready, I'll do my 2 eyeshadow look that I did a video on before, so I'll make sure to link it in this video. But for the most part, I always just toss my bronzer into the crease to keep it quick and easy. And I just switched over to a different brush to apply it to the lower lash line as well. I'm also adding that bronzer to my cheeks because I don't use a blush when doing this look. Ain't nobody got time for that. Moving on to the brows, I tend to use 2 different products depending on what I find first. The first one being Gimme Brow by Benefit. This is a one-step type of product, so I just comb it through my brows and let them be. But sometimes if I want them to look a little more defined, I'll use my Anastasia Brow Wiz to fill them in, and then I'll use the clear brow gel to set them in place. So that's what I'm gonna do for today's video. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill them in really lightly too. I don't try and make them look really defined. I just want to fill in the sparse areas and the front and end of the brow. Brows came out a little strong, but that's all right. Kind of dig it. Not a big deal. I'm just gonna apply my brow gel now, which tends to make them look a little softer. And believe it or not, I'm almost done. I wish I could have done this in real time, but I just knew that explaining some of the steps would take a little longer. So if you're wondering why this video isn't 5 minutes for a 5-minute makeup look, that is why. So now for mascara, you want one that's really gonna make your lashes pop without having to use false lashes. So I'm gonna be using the Better Than Sex Mascara by Too Faced. So this is just one eye with the mascara on, and on the other side I have nothing. You can see this mascara just really amps up your lashes. And on the lower lashes, I'm using the IT Cosmetics Tightline Mascara. I like it because the brush is so small and it doesn't tend to transfer underneath my eyes, which for a really simple look like this, you cannot have mascara transfer underneath the eyes. It just kind of ruins the whole look of looking clean and simple. So if you have long bottom lashes like me, I recommend this mascara, and just keep it at the base of the lower lashes. Don't take it all the way down. And to further help prevent the mascara from transferring underneath the eyes, I'm just grabbing that same translucent powder I used to set my face. And I'm gonna run some of that powder on the tips of the bottom lashes. It just further sets them and helps to prevent it from bleeding. So now for the final step, I'm just gonna add a lip, and I always tend to use a nude lipstick or a nude gloss. Something that is super low maintenance, doesn't even require a mirror to apply. I can just apply it on the go. Also doesn't require a lip liner. And there's a few colors that I tend to always grab whenever I'm doing this look. So the first one is Bite Beauty's Honeycomb AMUSE Bouche lipstick. It's just a really pretty soft nude. Again, doesn't require a lip liner. I love the Too Faced Lip Injection Lip Gloss in the shade Spice Girl. Plus this has a plumping effect, so that's also a bonus. The Bare Minerals Gen Nude Lip Glosses, I tend to use a variety of those. The one I have here is Tantalize. I love the Anastasia lip glosses because they are like a full coverage glossy lip gloss. But the two colors I tend to reach for a lot are Gilded, which is a pretty shimmering gold lip gloss. I've used this in a tutorial before. You guys all seem to love this one. And Caramel lip gloss is another one that I tend to reach for a lot. But for today, I think I'm gonna use Spice Girl by Too Faced. So that completes this makeup look. Now I'm just gonna put this headband back on and mist myself with Fix Plus and then move on to the hair portion of this tutorial. All right, now it's onto the hair and I do the exact same style every single time. I've already parted it down the middle. This is freshly blow dried hair. I haven't done anything to it aside from that. So I'm gonna take a couple of the front pieces and let them hang. You can always pull them out after you've pinned back your hair. And before, when my hair was longer, I used to do a low bun and just pin it back with bobby pins. Now that it's shorter, I tend to get hairs going in all sorts of weird directions, and that takes a little more effort to pin down. So instead, I just loop my hair through one time in a hair tie. So I'm gonna turn around and show you guys how I do that. So all I do is loosely hold back my hair. I adjust it once it's in the hair tie. And I loop it once, and I loop it again, and I just let it be, just like that. And that's all that there is to it. Now I'm just gonna flip around and show you guys how I add volume and sort of adjust the ponytail. So right now it's looking a little flat, and what I like to do to add volume is just pull on a couple pieces to add a little bit of volume and shape to this hairdo. If you have finer hair, you can always tease the top part before actually putting it in the ponytail. But I just do this until I get the desired shape and volume that I want in my hair. Now I'm just gonna adjust these front pieces, and I'm just gonna be using a straightener. This one's from GHD. I'll of course link it down below. And I just like to wave these away from the face. So I start from the top and just go this way. And I don't like it to look too curly, so if you get that effect, just go back and straighten it. And my hair tends to hold a curl really well, so I don't hairspray this. If your hair tends to fall easily, I would definitely recommend hairspraying that down, but with me it just tends to stay. So now I'm just gonna curl the other side again away from the face. This is, by the way, the same hairdo I had on for the Sugar Skull tutorial. Except I think I actually took the time to pin the back of my hair into a bun. I wasn't as lazy as I'm being today. Sometimes if I feel like there's too much hair in these front pieces, I'll take a couple bobby pins and pin them back. So right here, I feel like there's a little too much hair happening. So I'm just gonna grab a bobby pin and tuck them behind. So I'll just grab a piece. Also, when you do this, it makes it look like you took a little more time to do your hair. So I'm just pinning back a piece so it looks like there's less hair right here. And that's all there is to it, you guys. I just toss on some jewelry and I am good to go. Everything shouldn't take you any longer than 5 to 10 minutes. Again, this took me longer because I was explaining each step, but when I'm in a hurry and Kyle is yelling at me to get out the door, this is... What? I'm not saying like yell, but when you're like, hurry up, are you ready? I didn't do anything. Shut up. Whenever he's trying to get me out the door as quickly as possible, this is the look that I come up with because it's super effortless. It's great for work, great for school, great for date night, whatever it is. It's quick and easy. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe so I see you in the next one. Bye guys.